Welcome to the Midnight Players program, where we cold read your favorite old-time radio plays. Every flib, flub, and flop completely uncut. And now, for tonight's episode, the plot to overthrow Christmas. One finger version of Jingle Bells. The Midnight Players program presents the plot to overthrow Christmas. Did you hear about the plot to overthrow Christmas? Well, gather ye now from Maine to Isthmus of Panama and listen to the story of utter inglory. Of some gory goings-on in hell, now it happened in Hades, ladies and gentlemen. It happened down there that fiends held a meeting. The fiends held a meeting for the purpose of defeating Christmas. With the aid of a fade on the radio, we'll take you there with a high and hey-ho. To hear firsthand the brewing of a plot down in the deepest Stygian grot. This is the whisper. Okay. Grot is a political term for grotto. Whenever you hear my vosodo, is it vos? Voce. Whenever you hear my voce sodo, or sodo voce, whichever you prefer, is just I, taking pains to make quite sure that nobody makes a political allusion, which might, in a way, create confusion. I return you now to the voice you were hearing, before I had to do this interfering. In this Stygian grot, the notables of Limbo hatched a plot. And what went on in the sulfurous hole will soon pick up by remote control. Of course, such a pickup is not made quickly. As a matter of fact, it's rather trickly. You mustn't mind it. You mustn't mind if it sounds erratic. There's a merely extraterrestrial static. Don't be surprised if you're deafened by thunder, just as we start on our journey under. You'll hear earthquakes and of all the commoner varieties of natural phenomenon. And so below, via radio, to regions there, legions of the damned go. Oh, thunder.
Nero! Did you hear? Nero?
How dare you interrupt me in the middle of a movement of my favorite concerto? You should look to the improvement of your manners.
Sir, if you please, my apologies. I would not have intruded upon your recital if the matter were not so terribly vital.
The most important matter in the world is piddling when it comes to Nero's fiddling.
Now, what you say may be very true, but I've been sent to summon you to a great mass meeting of the tortured souls down in the grot of the flaming coals.
A meeting? What for? What's the big idea? Can't have a fellow just have some peace down here?
Peace, poor soul, can't be found on the premises. This is a region abounding in nemesis.
Now you're talking like a travel folder. Tell me, varlet, before I smolder, why are we meeting? Who's on the spot?
We're meeting in order to fabricate a plot against the festival that mortal men comfort in, gladden in, again and again. You see, every year they get together.
Never mind the facts. I don't want to hear how mortal man acts. Only the information about which I care concerns the mass meeting and who will be there.
His wickedness Mephisto will preside.
Naturally.
And several of the Borgias will be sitting by his side. And down in front by the sizzling sodium will be many personalities noted for their odium. Hammond, Caligula, Medusa, and Legree.
That's all very nice, but what about me?
Oh, you'll be sitting in row A center, between Ivan the Terrible, the Tormentor, and Circe.
Mercy, are they both deranged?
Do you wish me to see if your seat can be changed?
Yes, if you will, please. Taste comes first, even though a soul may be eternally cursed.
Righto. See you at the meeting, then?
Yes, and now back to my fiddling again.
Oh, this is me. Shit. I didn't highlight it. This is I, the sotto voce person. It should have been explained that Nero is rehearsing. For nothing in particular, he's just that way. While hell's fires burn, he likes to play. He makes him feel a little more at home. It's just an avocation he picked up in Rome. 3 times. The meeting will now come to order, please. Voices fade, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Shut up. I've called you here from over 60 seas of boiling pitch and blazing phosphorus to stop the Constitution's a loss for us. That's laugh. Slight. Okay. We've lost prestige, and I greatly deplore that we stand in danger of losing more. And the way of confidence and spirit, we're far from our goal. We're nowhere near it. Yeah. Totally. Great point. And this is the reason, though we've done well, in carrying forward the work of hell. We've left a very big job unfinished. After all these years, there is undiminished goodwill on earth every late December, just before Christmas. Yeah, sure. Now please remember that as long as this continues to be the race of man, will not belong to me. I will listen now to any questions you may want to ask, and then suggestions.
Mr. Chairman.
Brother Heyman has the floor.
You say we've done well enough, it's to sell evil. I say we've done better. We have carried out the letter of your law. We've done what I think is a pretty good job, and I say, as a veteran demon...
Ivan.
Sit down there, Haman. Enough of this folly.
Sit down yourself. You're out of your trolley.
Sit down, for I am Ivan the Terrible.
You're telling us why you're unbearable.
Fellow demons, this is no way to act. I warn you, proceed with a little more tact. I want more decorum in this forum. These personal remarks you make must cease. Now, Brother Ivan, speak your piece.
I merely want to say, in a casual way, that Haman is a radical. He always gets fanatical. Fanatical. By anyone would think to hear him snort that the work of the devil should just stop short. Anybody'd think to hear him talking that dragons and lizards should stop walking the ways of the world.
Mr. Chairman, Brother Ivan is a demagogue, with a brain like a fly and the manners of a hog. Now he says that...
Shut up.
Now that's enough! We shall hear from the others. Surely there must be among you, brothers, enough of venom and malevolence to crush a mortal man's benevolence. It comes to this. Are we going to let a little holiday like Christmas get the better of us all down here below?
No, etc.
Okay. Very well then, sirs. Very well, let's go. Let's lay down plans now to overthrow this Christmas business and all that guff of holly and mistletoe and stuff.
Yeah. Good idea.
Mr. Chairman.
Brother Caligula may take the floor.
I didn't highlight this. Mr. Chairman, I abhor, as a former emperor, anything which curbs our rule. I suggest we start right in manufacturing more sin. Let us give some presents too, candy sticks and things to chew, fruits and nuts and little cakes, poisonous as rattlesnakes. Let our subtlest worker be bichloride of mercury. Let us wrap in tinsel bright little gifts of dynamite. Work things so that men will fear whenever 1225 draws near. Soon at this rate, if you please, men will hang from Christmas trees.
My dear Caligula, permit the chair to say you've got something there. And now with this fine start... Okay, what page are we on?
7.
Let's hear some more.
Mr. Chairman, may I level with the devil?
Yes, Brother Nero, you may have the floor.
With all due respects to Caligula's views, I think there's a better method we can use. I've just lately that men are giving the raz to classical music by making it jazz. They're swinging Bach and what is Kinnear. They're doing the shag to Palestrina. As a connoisseur of music, of course I love the works of Rimsky-Korsakov, but today I note with a bitter shrug they've made Scheherazade a jitterbug.
Much as we admire your clever rhyme, will you get to the point? You're wasting time.
I was just about to say, when interrupted, that Christmas can easily be corrupted. If you take a swing all the Christmas carols, why think of the evil. Just barrels and barrels of sacrilege every time you play a pious song in a profane way. Why, once you entice them to swing Noel, the victory belongs to us fiends. Well...
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Chairman!
Mr. Simon Legree.
I'd like to say that it seems to me that y'all is barking up the wrong tree. I think Mr. Nero's made a wrong guess. The way to go about it is to get in Congress. Bribe a bunch of senators who know their oats, and just make a purchase of a block of votes, and then they can legislate a situation where they rule o'er Christmas right out the nation. Well, we can all get together and pass a law while there ain't gonna be no Christmas no more.
I think that Legree's suggestion is a beaut.
It's very cute.
And quite astute.
To me, it seems a bit impractical because you'd have to be so tactical. For instance, now a senator who would sell his vote to our lobbyists might very well go out and become a tool of agencies representing the Yule.
By the eternal night, he's right.
Mr. Chairman.
The Borgia?
Borgia.
Yes, Miss Borgia.
Mamma mia, okay. I think we should all give pause to think about this Santa Claus. He is the man behind the scenes, the symbol of what Christmas means. If we could rub him out, my friend, our troubles would be at an end. Just think of how it would tickle us to liquidate Saint Nicholas.
Oh, yeah.
A girl like me could fascinate the man and then assassinate.
Do you think you could do it, pretty one? Are you sure you wouldn't be by pity one?
Sometimes you are an awful tease, my master, Miss Mephistopheles. Ain't I murdered several dozens, poisoned uncles, aunts, and cousins? Don't my work down in Hades make me first among the ladies? Men of virtue have all cussed me. I am sure that you can trust me.
Oh, of that we haven't a particle of doubt, Miss Borgia. I'm sure we all have nothing but kind feelings towards ya. But many times a woman spy, alas, adores her victims. Dames make poor ambassadors.
Do you imply that such defects are found inherent in my sex?
I do.
Well, listen here, old Ironsides. You're headed for some cyanides. You cross the Borgia and you know the consequences that follow.
Come, disciples. This is very bad. There's nothing to be gained by getting mad. Suppose we put the matter to a vote. All those in favor of the motion made by fiend Caligula, which was to shade the glamour of the holiday by using selected poisons of our choosing. And those in favor will please signify by rising to their feet and saying aye.
Aye.
One vote in favor? Caligula's. And those opposed?
Nay.
The motion is defeated. As we bring the plan of Brother Nero's viz, to swing the hymns and plows music, all those for will please respond by raising up a paw.
4.
All those against?
Nay.
Very well. Now, the project of Legree's. Who is there here who's totally agrees?
I do.
Legree votes for himself. And those opposed?
Opposed.
And now, all those who favor Borgia's cause, in being to eliminate Santa Claus.
Aye.
And those opposed? It seems to be the woman has a way with them. At least she has carried the day with them.
Good one.
The motion is carried. Now we will decide which one of us will take Nick for a ride. We'll all draw lots, and thus settle the moot. Point of who we sent to execute. End Act 1.
Oh my
Fuck, I'm not good at an Italian accent.
Hey, it's Tomas, your favorite Midnight Player. We love making these episodes and we want to keep bringing you more. So please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on Spotify at All This TV. And follow us on Instagram and YouTube at All This TV, as well as our TikTok at allthis.tv. And we're launching a Patreon at All This TV. Subscribe and help us grow and keep bringing you more incredible content. And now, back to the episode.
Alright. Okay. This is your old friend, Sotto Voce, visiting down where it's eternal noche. Noche is Spanish for night. You know, it's merely a reference just to show the English. It's all I have to go by. Oh well. I guess I missed my calling. Oh my god. Wait, what page are we on?
11.
It's so long. I should have been a lobbyist. You see, I'm stalling. To give them time to finish the voting. Let's see. The weather, now I'm quoting. The daily helium. Continued heat, both overhead and under feet. Fresh and moderate gases blowing. Up to gale force and then going north by westerly. Light showers of brimstone by the evening hours. That's what it says here. I'm not fibbing. How am I doing with my ad-libbing? This is a thing of Gabers and have fun with. Says the drawing should soon be done with. We expect the results any moment now. As soon as... Lots have been drawn, and I'm glad to say the honors have fallen Nero's way. Yeah! Woo! Now, Nero, you are charged with a great task. In the evilest dead that we would ask. A fiend to do will be proud of you.
Now, just one moment. How do I get there? What do I wear? Is it dry or wet there? Is it fact or fancy or just word of mouth that he lives at the pole? Is it the north or the south? If he dwells in the regions to which I've referred, must I pass to the camp of Admiral Byrd? What should I use when it comes to the showdown? A gun or a dagger? So give me the lowdown.
Now, Nero, we needn't sound so tragic. You'll get to Earth by the blackest magic to create an express elevator, simple for an expert spell creator. With a lot of pyrotechnic dazzle, we'll let you off on a hill in Basel, Switzerland. From there, you will make your way through ice with a blowtorch. After a while, you're bound to reach Santa's domicile. And once you get there, my dear Nero, all of your work will have gone for zero. If you don't succeed in your assignment, a disadvantage of your confinement. And limbo's the fact that we only get one chance is all the eternal roulette of circumstances.
I know. If at first we don't succeed, we can try and try again, but there is no need because nothing will come of it. Meaning no offense, do you mind if I take my departure hence?
That, my friends, was a big brass gong. It's used in this story right along to indicate that we're all about to travel, to points where the plot will further unravel. And now, if Ambassador Nero elects, we'll have another spot of sound effects.
20 seconds.
Tell me, stranger, is this Basel, Switzerland, or is it already Donner and Blitzerland?
Donner and Blitzerland, 5,000 miles away.
Thank you, mister, and good day. Tell me, stranger, I've been walking inland for weeks. Where am I now?
In Finland.
Tell me, stranger, because I've lost stock, where am I now?
In the Vladivostok. Gong.
Listen, stranger, after all these centuries of blistering heat, now I've to suffer from freezing feet. I'm wincing with pain from this pesky toe.
Dude, relax. It's just a little snow.
I declare by my frenetic soul that I must be over the magnetic pole. My watch has stopped. Can that be right? I wonder. Ah, a light. A light! In a moment now, you'll hear me knock on Santa's door, and he'll unlock it, never more to lock again.
Oh, coming!
So is doom.
How do you do, sir?
Oh, very well indeed. And you, sir?
Splendid. Won't you come right in? Take your coat off. I can see your chin is frozen. Also your hands and knees. Sit down a while. I get you some antifreeze.
Don't bother, sir. I won't be long. I'm about to perpetuate a fearful wrong. In short, I'm about to do away with...
Take it easy. Do not play with that gun. I know all about you.
Really?
Haven't I had my agents scout you for weeks? You've come all this way to abolish Christmas, and let me say...
Listen, Santa, I'm no callow stripling. I've read Ernest Hemingway and Rudyard Kipling, and also the shooting of Dan McGrew, and plenty of detective stories too, and just to show you what a broad guy I am, I've also the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Do you think that a fellow with his reading so grated could have learned so little as to be dissuaded from the main objective? Don't make me giggle.
I'd feel a lot better if you didn't wiggle that gun so. Much as I'm impressed with your education, I honestly believe that a figure of your station should have given more thought to the ways of man and less devotion to the cult of Pan.
By others, no doubt your wisdom may be prized, but I didn't come here to be criticized. I came to dispatch a duty, so don't hand me any of this tutti-frutti. If you'll have any last words you want to say, then spill 'em. I haven't got all day.
What's the rush, unless I've counted wrong? The polar day has always been 6 months long.
But after I've disposed of you, I've got to hurry right back to hell, or they'll begin to worry.
Not about you, but about your career in homicide. Do you think the mere loss of you would make them hysterical? There is only interest in numerical.
You think so?
Mephisto wants to rule just as much of humanity as possible, for reasons of personal vanity.
By the sticks, you're right. To think that he'd dare... Are there any ladies here? Will you permit me to swear?
My answer to that is an emphatic no. There are several lady dolls in the toy room below.
Oh, Claudius, oh Cassius, oh Naphtali, oh, what a fool I've been, what a fool I've been! But wait, I think I see what you're after. You're as clever as a big-time Roman grafter. You remind me now of my royalty, just to get me in the mood for disloyalty. You think I could be that merely deceptive to Satan? Why, Santa! I'm keenly perceptive. I can see right through your clever ruses. Nero can be plenty foxy when he chooses. I'll have you know I'm partly a dreamer, partly a wit, and partly a schemer. I'm part philosophical and also part mystic.
I suppose you fancy that you're highly artistic?
Fancy? I have such a sense of beauty.
Don't hand me a helping of tutti frutti. Any creature who really had beauty in his soul would appreciate Christmas. He would know that the whole idea of the holiday was one of such power that all the fiends below would gnash their fangs and glower. Yet never in a million years could do it harm, because it has a glory, a greatness, a charm you know nothing about.
Is that so?
The spirit of it venerates, the good cheer that it generates are things far, far beyond you. For all your wealth, no man on earth could sell ye these.
Am I so cursed as that? Will you tell me, please, what beauties there may be that I have never seen?
Have you ever seen a Christmas tree tall and green, smelling of woodlands covered with a sheen of silveriness, its branches bending low with the fruits of human kindness instead of snow?
No.
Have you ever closely witnessed what takes place any Christmas morning on a young child's face, or perceived any beauties purer than the joys distilled in the heart of little girls and boys? Have you ever watched a fire in the fireplace on a Christmas Eve, or listened to Grace? at a table heavy with fruits and cakes, and all the wonders that a kitchen makes. Fowls and pastries, wines and meats, and nuts and raisins and candied sweets. Have you ever seen mistletoe hanging from a ceiling in the frosty air? God, jeez. In the frosty air, heard a far bell pealing. Have you ever come back from a sleigh ride tingling? Have you ever kept feeling? Have your feet kept time with the sleigh bells jingling? Have you ever the beauty of a sprig of holly, or felt for a moment how it feels to be jolly?
Golly!
Have you ever known how exceedingly pleasant it is to unwrap a Christmas present? Did you ever know how much cheer it lends to be wished a Merry Christmas by all your friends? Did you ever experience the fun of giving? Do you know at all the joys of living?
I guess I don't. For all of me, I never knew such things could be. Just think how long in ignorance I've slept.
It must have been the company you've kept.
I was a wicked tyrant once, you know.
Ah, yes, but that was centuries ago.
Still you.
You had no real way of knowing.
Perhaps. I guess that I'll be going. I really should be getting on my way.
But do you have to? Don't you want to stay?
You see, I'm just a bit,
Embarrassed?
Why, yes, sir.
Now look, don't be so harassed. You know why it is you came, and who it was that sent you. But all that's done with you, I take it to repent you of all your mistakes.
With many pains and aches of conscience.
Then you are welcome here. Please, take your hat off. Your coat, your muffler also. Take your spat off. What happened to the other one? No matter. You're pretty thin, you'll presently be fatter. I serve good food here, I'll get you a platter of steak and mushrooms, medium or rare. I'll bet that you're hungry as a bear. Now sit down, that's it. Right over here, and tell me, will you have some wine or beer? I'll never touch the stuff myself, but I managed to keep on hand a little rye for purposes medicinal. I mean, your chin should be unfrozen, with what state it's in.
A while ago, you asked me if I understood good cheer. I do so now, St. Nicholas. I see it standing here. I want to ask you something, sir. Now please, don't give a yelp. Is there any sort of work to do? Where can I be of help?
Indeed there is, and I'm glad you asked me. I have so many toys to make this year, the job's got past me. But first, you sit and eat this bowl. I'll have a little trifle I'd like you to see. I've got a little trifle I'd like you to see, so will you sit down right here and stifle your curiosity? I'll get it for you right away. It's down the hall a piece.
Well, who'd ever think it? Will wonders never cease? At last, after all these centuries, I'm so happy I could buzz. Shows you what a lot of little Christmas spirit does. As emperor, I envied off the cheerfulness of peasants, and now...
And here it is now, here Nero, my boy. By way of Christmas presents, I offer you this gift.
But Santa, for what reason?
A very good one, sir, to wit. Compliments of the season. Well, go ahead, opened it. Why stand there so reflecting?
I'm just collecting my thoughts, Saint Nick. My thoughts, I'm just collecting. Just think how far a tiny bit of fellowship would carry us. Oh well. I say. What's this? What's this? It's a Stradivarius! Why, thank you, sir. Thanks a million times. I don't know what to say to you. I'll tell you what I'll do, Saint Nick. I'll start right in and play for you. I'll play all night and day for you.
Fine. Now here's some music. I'm sure you'll play it well. It's a little piece entitled Noel, Noel.
This is I, remember me? Your sotto voce friend? I've come back to tell you that the story is at its end. More violin. You've been listening to the plot to Overthrow Christmas, originally written by Norman Corwin in 1938. Tonight's players were Tomas Ledesma as Nero and Legree, Tiffany Villalobos as Mephisto and sotto voce and the announcer, Jared Picolny as Haman and Santa Claus, Miles Quinn as Caligula and Ivan the Terrible, and Cara Mackerline as a courier. And Lucretia Borgia. This episode was produced by Tiffany Villalobos, Jared Bacalmi, and Tomas Ledesma. Edgar Grajeda was our co-producer, and Deji Bancole was our camera operator. Olay! Bancole!
This has been
In all this TV production.
Nice. Wow, that was hard.
Oh my god, yeah.
Cutting.